Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. Before we introduce our guest, we're going to play one of his studio tracks, and then he's going to play live for us. We're going to get to know Jack Ancora. Did I say it right? I got it right. All right, very good. So check this out. This is really cool. This is called Wild Side.
She runs with fire burning under her wing. Night out flyer, karaoke bar queen. I'm an old school rider, turning up on the sun. Back road driver, when the work has been done. But I'm wrapped around her like a vine on a tree. In the inner city night world, I'm a dog on her leash. Whoa, that wild side keeps cutting on through. Whoa, it's like a child on a wire with a couple loose screws. I'm along for the ride any day, any night, it's true. She's got a wild side that's pulling me through. And out on Broadway, up in underground dives, they let us backstage, knowing she's a good time. And in sorority days, she's a dancing machine. And from my rodeo ways, I'm like a cat on a beam. Whoa, that wild side keeps cutting on through. Whoa, it's like a child on a wire with a couple loose screws. Whoa, it's fire on ice, just burning on fuse. I'm along for the ride any day, any night, it's true. She's got a wild side that's cutting me loose. Keeps cutting on through. Whoa, it's like a child on a wire with a couple loose screws. Whoa, that wild side keeps cutting on through. Whoa, it's fire on ice, just burning on fuel. I'm along for the ride any day, any night, it's true. She's got a wild side that's cutting me loose. Oh, she's got the wild side that's cutting me loose.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't believe we got all these people in here this morning. No, I'm just kidding. No, that was, but that was obviously recorded live, and we'll ask him about that. Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio. What a great song, Jack.
Oh, thank you very much.
Really like that a lot. You, where did you record that?
That was at the Studio Portland in Portland, Maine. Now, the Studio Portland, they do these things called live sessions where they have 6 or 7, maybe 8 musicians come in, and then you get to do 3 songs performed live in front of an audience.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. It's the price is good, compared to going into a studio and actually recording.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, very cool. Is that something that you'll do again in the future? Like, will they have you back or?
Yeah, I mean, you can, it's not like you have to get invited or anything. You can just,
Oh, wow.
you just sign up for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my second time doing it. I'll probably do it again, but I think the next time I want to actually really do an actual recording session, no live audience.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Jack, I'm just going to ask you to get closer to
Sure,
that. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Sorry.
There we go. Oh, no problem. No problem. And you sent us a few studio tracks. Were these all done there?
Yes,
Okay.
they were. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now, you came to us through our friend Temple Mountain.
That's correct.
I assume, have you shared the stage with him? Have you guys played shows together, or how do you guys know each other?
He's from the Keene area. I was doing a show in Keene, New Hampshire, and he actually came out. He'd heard about me. We both work for the NH Music Collective.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So that's how we knew each other from social media status, I guess.
Yeah.
He saw me. We hit it off. We talked for just talking music,
Yeah.
And actually, we a couple weeks, about a month ago now, we did a songwriting competition together up in Guilford. And I got to see him again. He placed first. I got second. So
Yeah.
He's a great songwriter. I'd known about him, and it was finally good to
Yeah.
meet him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've had him on the show, 3-4 times now, Jenny?
Something like that.
A few, yeah. Because we've had him at least a couple times here and a couple times at the old studio, I think. So, yeah, no, he's amazing. And he's interesting, too, because of his career, his day job, so to speak. Well, actually, he's still going to school for psychology. But, yeah, he's just really remarkable to talk with. Do you play out a lot? Do you do a lot of live shows?
Yeah, I'm out every week. 3-4 shows a week.
Yeah.
Every week. Yeah.
Excellent.
This is just what I do. No other job. This is what I'm doing right now.
Good for you. That's
Oh, thank you.
outstanding. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you very much.
How long have you been doing it kind of full time, so to speak?
Yeah. I'd say probably the last 2 years. I'm still very new to this whole music thing. I
Yeah.
started playing during COVID.
Yeah.
That's when I picked it up, and then I got out in 2021.
Yeah.
I was only doing one show a weekend, but that's when I started getting out.
Yeah.
Live.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So did you start? Is that when you started learning to play guitar during COVID?
Well, so my father taught me guitar, but it was just I grew up with a lot of Johnny Cash, so those 3-4 chord songs. His father taught him, my grandfather.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of been a tradition thing. And I never really had an interest for it in school. He probably taught me when I was 8. I played, maybe 3 times a year total. And then, COVID hit, and I had all that free time. And
Yeah.
I'd always been a huge fan of music, like anybody else. But
Yeah.
I had the time, and I just fell in love with it.
Now, what about in terms of singing? Are you self-taught? Did you take lessons or?
Singing, no. I've never taken lessons. I guess just my only lessons are just cranking the radio up in the car and just blaring it out,
Yeah.
That's really it. I was always scared to sing in front of people. So that was a big thing for me when I started singing. I wouldn't even sing in front of my parents.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so yeah.
Yeah.
But I did it, and yeah, it's taken me pretty far since then. So
You've got a great voice. Who would you tend to listen to? Are there specific artists that you would tend to listen to and sing along to really train your voice?
yeah, my parents grew up in the '90s, so I grew up with all those '90s bands.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, all that stuff. So those were for me starting out singing. Those were my go-tos.
Yeah.
Maybe even more Matchbox 20. He's kind of more my style. Rob
Yeah.
Thomas. But
I can hear that.
yeah, can you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I got into music was the classic rock scene,
Yeah.
Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. That's what really got me going. But I can't sing that stuff. I can't sing Zeppelin. I can try, but yeah.
And while this was happening during COVID, while you were learning to play guitar, and you'd been training your voice singing, were you also? Did you start writing songs at the same time, or did you already have song ideas, or did that come later?
No, I've only been writing for less than a year, maybe
Really?
last January. Yeah, that's
Wow.
when I started. it's a big confidence thing, you know, writing something and actually playing it in front of people. So it
Sure.
kind of took me a while to build that up.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm still like, you know, I don't know what kind of music I'm going to be writing for this. You know, I don't know what my genre is. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm always experimenting, so
Yeah.
still trying to find my voice.
Yeah.
In that sense, yeah.
Well, you've got that. There's that singer-songwriter genre, which is very sort of broad, but you know, obviously you fit into that. And you know, I can imagine. I mean, at radio, in terms of format, you'd fit in well. You know, in the Americana format, I would think. Like, I don't know if you've been played on, or if you've submitted any music to the River in Boston.
I have not, no.
That's a station that I can imagine. You know, a commercial station that would
Sure.
pick you up, and I think you'd do very well at college radio as well. But no, that's great. How many songs have you written? Can you put a number on it?
Yeah.
Because I bet once you really started writing, it took off. I would imagine you've written a lot of songs.
Since then, it's probably been like 20, but there's probably 3 or 4 that I would actually play live.
Really? Yeah.
You know, it's just, those first ones are just, I don't think they're ever going to be good for, I mean, maybe for some people they write one song and it's great, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like playing, it's like learning guitar, you know, it's like you get it. It gets better and better as you keep on doing it. So,
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah. You do a lot of covers to fill out the set?
Yep. I mean, that's what I started doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now it's like, you know, I would be practicing covers when I first started all the time. Now it's like I have my 3 hours of covers, and now it's just kind of focus on songwriting and getting better on the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to play something for us?
Sure, I'd love to.
Dying to hear you play live.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, Jack Ancora. Am I saying it right?
You got it.
Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio. Jack has one of those last names, Ancora, where it's like you could probably pronounce it a few different ways, and any one of them would sound credible, but but it is Jack Ancora. But you probably get Ancora quite a bit, I
All
would
the
assume,
time.
right? Yeah,
I
yeah.
get a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
All the time.
What are you going to play for us?
This is a song called I'll Get By. I wrote this song about being a musician, playing out on the road a lot. Most of my weekends, I don't get home till very late. So
Yeah.
I guess I wrote it about that. Yeah, and that's about it.
All right.
It's very simple.
All right, here we go.
Riding along on State 95, no home place for my head to lie, but I'll get by. 31s and a few straight dimes, 10-mile tank on a cross-state drive, and I'll get by. I'll get by. Rusty strings got a drunken child. Folk don't care and I sure don't mind. They get me by. They get me by. 'Cause I'll get by on some back road byway. I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get by. Ain't the type for a suit and tie. She says, boy, well, you still got time, and I'll get by. I'll get by. Then she'll sit there and ask me why. Take a slice of a bigger pie, but we'll get by. We'll get by. We'll get by on some back road byway. You'll find work in some local chalet. We'll be fine because we'll do it our way. Young and broke, well we still got time. We'll get by. Friends, don't put your worry on me, 'cause I'll be fine if I get there on time. Pay my bills with my song and my rhyme. I'll get mine and I'll get it twice. 'Cause I'll get by on some back road byway. I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get by on some back road byway. I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get
Love it.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio on this Saturday morning here. Tell us, Jack, about, we talked about influences in terms of your singing, and what about songwriting? Who are some of the artists who've influenced you that way? Because I love your songs. And, again, I've listened to all 3 tracks that you sent us, and just really, really good. So
Thank you.
I'm curious about who your influences are.
Yeah, for songwriting, geez, I mean, it's so vast. I mean, if we're talking like today's songwriting, Chris Stapleton's really like the pinnacle for me. I think his songwriting is just.
That name comes up a lot
Does it?
when I ask this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's just, I mean, to begin with, before he was famous and, released his own stuff, he was writing songs in Nashville for other artists. And so he's just a maestro in that aspect. I mean, he really knows what he's doing, I personally think. Lyrically, vocally, and he's a great guitar player too. He doesn't get much shine for his guitar playing. He's a great guitar player.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if I'm looking up to someone or if I'm trying to take notes for someone, it's going to be Stapleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else you can think of offhand?
I mean, it's funny. I played in a band, a 3-piece band. We were a classic rock band. So like a lot of like what we were doing, in terms, we would write songs, we would do some blues stuff, we would do some hard rock stuff.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it was like the Zeppelin, the Sabbath, even Tool.
Yeah.
We would we would write some Tool-like songs. So I mean, it depends on the setting. I like the new stuff in terms of inspiration, the old stuff too. It's all over the place really. For me.
Yeah. What was the band called?
We were called Young Guns. We broke up, but we're actually getting back together.
Oh.
In a couple months. So our first show's in January again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Are you just doing like a one-off, or are you jumping back into that and going full steam with it? Or?
It's just gonna be like for fun, like maybe once a month, twice a month. We play. We do a lot. I'm from Laconia, New Hampshire. We do a lot during Bike Week.
Yeah.
We play a lot of shows then, so that's kind of our big shabam. But yeah, it's just gonna be once a month, twice a month thing, just for fun.
What do you do in that? Do you play guitar and sing? Or?
Yeah, I play guitar. It's a 3-piece. I play guitar and sing. But we're looking at a new singer. I've always thought, we do all these Zeppelin songs, these high-pitched stuff. If we could get a girl singer,
oh yeah,
we'd be on fire.
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
we got a girl. She's very interested. We're gonna try her out. We're very excited. So
yeah. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. When you play out, because it sounds like you're very busy. Like, do you play all around New England? Have you done anything outside of New England? Or you?
Yeah. I play. I mean, a lot of it's in New Hampshire. I'm trying to get down in Mass more. I do a few stuff in Mass. I go up to Maine as well. But outside of New England, I got the chance to play in New York City in August. Do you mind if I tell the story on that?
Oh no, go ahead.
So,
yeah, please.
I was at the Foundry, right across the street here.
Yeah.
And this actor, his name was Elias Kakavis. He came up to me. He was like, "Hey man, I think you're great. I have a band. We're called The Vanity. We're gonna be playing at the Rex Theater in a few weeks or whatever it was." And I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll open for you." He asked me to open.
Yeah.
I said, "Sure." I mean, I'm not gonna turn that down. It's the Rex Theater.
Yeah.
And it went great. It was a lot of fun. They're actually from New York. This band. He's from Manchester, but he lives down in New York City. And they were like, "We're doing another gig. You want to come down?" I was like, "Of course, definitely New York City. Yeah, definitely." Yeah. So that's as far as I've been so far. Though.
Yeah. Where in New York? What was the venue?
It was called the Delancey Rooftop.
Okay.
It's on the east side,
Okay.
Lower East Side, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they don't play out much. I mean, they're
Okay.
all. I mean, like he's an actor. He's always out filming. I think they only do a few shows a year.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay. Cool. Now, when you play out, do you usually do? Is it you do like a 3-hour set? Is it just you most of the time?
Yep,
or-
just me. Yeah, just me
Okay.
and a guitar. Yep.
Okay. Now, is it always just you in terms of like, do you ever have guest musicians or anything? Because obviously, what you're doing would lend itself to that. You ever team up
Sure,
with
yeah.
anybody?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a gig at the Backyard Brewery last night, and there's a guy that works in the NH Music Collective, and I was like, "Come on up." And he
Yeah.
sang like 4 songs. Happened again the night before. A couple artists I know that they played out, and they came to see me and had them come up.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. That's always fun.
Yeah. And it's nice to do something too, I would imagine, where, and I say I would imagine because I've never been in that situation. I used to play in a lot of bands, but it was never anything where, like what you're doing, where you can just have other people kind of join you.
Right.
I was just always in rock bands where it was, just 4 dudes and we're just, doing the same thing every show. And there's not that flexibility to just have
Exactly.
people come up. So I always thought it'd be fun to do something like that.
Sure.
So that must be nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, it is. But like you said, I totally understand that whole rock, being in a band thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
people will, if I get a request for a song when I'm alone, I can probably do it if I know it.
Right.
If you're in a band though, it's
Right.
if you guys have never played it, it's not happening. you
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I get that.
Yeah. When you started playing, because you were playing in the band, let me make sure I've got the timeline right. Were you playing in the band before you started doing solo gigs live?
Started right both at the same
Oh,
time.
you started both at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time. Okay.
yeah.
Did was playing in the band easier in some ways, like less pressure? Because I would always imagine, because again, I've never done what you do, but I would imagine, because to me, like there was always a safety. There's a safety to being in a band. When you're in a band and it's you and some other dudes and you're on stage, especially for someone like me, I'm a bass player.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm playing in a metal band and it's loud, and if there's anyone in the band who can get away with making a mistake, it's the bass player. Like
Sure.
oops, I played an A instead of an E. Nobody knows. But I would imagine that's a lot less pressure being in that band than being just you on stage, because then all the focus is on you. I mean, was that scary at first? Was that intimidating?
I really do see what you're saying with like the companionship of having a band.
Yeah.
Honestly though, I felt like I felt more comfortable.
Really?
In the singing sense, being solo, because I didn't have to focus on everybody else. We
Right.
were a 3-piece. I was the lead guitarist, so it's like I had to really listen into everyone else. When I'm solo, I'm just doing my own thing. you
Yeah,
know?
that makes sense.
But I mean, playing with the band though, getting to play with 2 other dudes, it's awesome.
Mm.
Like, just it's a bond that is not even tangible. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I can imagine too that being a lot of pressure being the lead guitarist in a 3-piece. The smaller it seems like the smaller the band, the less room there is for any kind of error. I don't know. I don't know.
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's what I'm just thinking though. That's probably not even the right way to think about it. But that's how I used to think about it though. Some of these bands I played in, it was like, yeah, it's good to know that I can make a mistake and no one's likely to notice.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. But you're the backbone of the band though. Being a bassist,
Yeah.
you are like the most important person out there. That's what keeps it together.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's what I think, at least.
Yes. The songs that you play in that band, or did play and will play again, do any of those make it into your solo set, or
Like for covers, or
yeah, or I don't know if you had originals with them that that you brought over.
Sometimes, like I said, like for example, like if I were to play a Led Zeppelin song, I know I keep bringing them up,
Yeah.
but if I were to play a Led Zeppelin song with the band, it'd probably be like rock and roll, something
Yeah.
going, or
Yeah.
But if I'm playing solo, it might be Going to California,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
So I mean, same bands. It just like depends on a lot of the times it's very different though.
Yeah.
Than the band.
Yeah.
When I'm
No,
doing solo.
that makes sense. If you're just joining us, Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio, and you want to play another one?
I'd love to.
Yeah, we'd love to hear you play live again. Jack he brought his guitar. What are you going to play for us?
This is a little blues song I wrote. I was up late at night and I was on my phone and I saw a video of a blues artist playing on the acoustic guitar.
Oh.
And I was like, I'll try something real quick.
Okay.
Write a little song. This is called Southbound Sugar.
All right.
It's going to be a little quieter because I'm not using a pick, so just heads up.
Okay.
My baby, she's down in Georgia, drinking sweet tea mixed with gin. Oh, my baby, she's down in Georgia, drinking sweet tea mixed with gin. I ain't seen my southbound baby since God knows when. I've been there, baby, there's no doubt. You go cry every time I shout. I'm sad, baby, there's no doubt, 'cause your train's headed for the south. Baby, bring your southbound sugar on home to me. Alright. Well, I'm blue, just thinking about you. Yes, I'm blue, just thinking about you. I heard them Georgia peaches get kinda blue sometimes too. You're a peach writing on the town, all the cats crawling out the house. You're a peach writing on the town, now the wolf's calling out his howl. Baby, bring your southbound peaches on home to me. My baby, she's down in Georgia, drinking sweet tea mixed with gin. Yeah, my baby, she's down in Georgia, drinking sweet tea mixed with gin. I ain't seen my southbound baby, and I won't again.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, like, you are not who you are. Like, somewhere in there is like an 80-year-old person who has the most incredible. You have an amazing blues voice.
Oh, thank you.
Jeez. I'm not even kidding. Like,
those
wow.
those ones hurt, those when I have to get, people, for example, when I do cover stuff, people say, play Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh,
Go ahead and
sorry.
pull. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, or you can pull it up if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got. If you are just joining us, Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio. And I was kind of thinking the same thing as Jenny. It's like you got an old soul there.
Yeah.
that's really good. Do you come from a musical family? Yeah. I kind of suspected. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, from as young as I can remember, Johnny Cash was like playing on the radio.
Yeah.
In the cars, and I grew up with that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm an old soul when it comes to music, and I can thank my parents for that. I'm very grateful for it. I love that stuff. So,
Are your parents musicians? Or?
my dad plays guitar. He taught me. My mom sings. They both sing.
Yeah.
They're good singers. Music was always around.
Yeah.
As far back as I can remember. So it's
Did your dad play in a band or anything? Or
I think he played in a band called the Lamprey River Band. I played in this band too. I was the lead guitarist. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
This is actually how I first got started. My bassist and I, who we later played in the band Young Guns together. we go to this campground in Raymond, New Hampshire. We would vacation there in the summer, and these guys, my father included, were like, let's start a band. So it was me, my father, and 3 other guys, and the bassist. His name's Kevin from my band. And we just started jamming, and we played at the campground a bunch of times. And me and my bassist were like, "Yo, this is awesome. We got to start doing." We had just started playing. We were like, This is right after COVID. We got to start doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really the reason what inspired us. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. Does your dad still play, or is he still active musically? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he's he doesn't play out, but he's always down in the basement. I can always hear him strumming and singing down there. So
Yeah,
he's always playing. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that you have. What about like, do you have siblings or cousins or anybody who's also musicians? Or
I have 2 younger sisters. The oldest of the youngest sisters, she plays guitar.
okay,
She just started not too long ago. She's getting pretty good.
is she? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the youngest one, she's starting to sing. So,
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. It's if you're in Ancora, it's just bound to happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sucked into it.
I always wonder. I don't know if anyone's researched it, if there's been any research on this, but I always wonder if there's any kind of a genetic component to, in terms of musicianship running in families. I don't know if there is something genetic to it, or if it just happens that way, because if you're growing up around music, then of course you're going to be more likely to want to be involved in it. It's just always interesting to me. Like I don't feel like I meet very many musicians who, when I interview them, if I ask them that question, like nobody ever says to me, "No, nobody in my family ever really played an instrument. I just, for some reason, I started." You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, and that happens all the time. I mean, that's my bassist. Nobody
Yeah.
played music in his family, and he just picked it up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's a great point. I've always wondered that too, if it is genetic. Like,
Yeah.
that's very deep, and it's that's a great point.
Now, what's kind of your forward trajectory? Obviously, these studio tracks were recorded live. Do you have plans to release an album? Are you going into the studio, or are you gonna put out singles? Or there's so many different ways to to approach it in terms of releasing music. And
There is, yeah. I think I'm going to start with singles. I'm going to go out soon. I have there's a couple different guys I have planned to record me, which I'm looking forward to. I think I'm going to do singles. I still have to talk to, people like Eric who are very familiar with the release process, because,
Yes.
some people just throw their stuff on Spotify and it's like, nothing happens. I think there's other steps you got to take.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I don't want to be that person that just, throws something out and it just gets
Right.
lost.
Right.
So yeah, I think by 2025, early 2025, I'll be releasing a single.
Yeah.
Depending on how busy the studios are, but that's my goal. For
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And what about, do you have plans to go out on tour, like do a national tour or anything
I would
like that?
love
or?
to do that. That sounds
Yeah.
great. If you want to set it up, I'm down. I would love to do that. I want to do this the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of I'm figuring it out still.
Right, right.
I'm still very new to it.
Yeah. It sounds like you've got some help too. New Hampshire Music Collective.
Totally. They're great. Yeah.
John
Great.
MacArthur, he was on the show a few months ago. Yeah, he's great to talk
He's
to.
awesome,
And
yeah.
I'm sure you know Rebecca Termel.
Yeah. So she's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, she was on with us last week, and that's actually Jenny and I met her at a NH Music Collective event in Concord. Yeah, so they're doing great things and really providing a lot of information and knowledge for young artists, because you can really get swallowed up.
You can. No, you can.
Actually, yeah, we talked about that a lot last week too with Rebecca. So it's so important to be able to find people who are positive, people who are knowledgeable. So I think it's great that how did you get connected with NH Music Collective?
I was doing a show in Laconia, and some guy who knew John saw me play, and he texted John, said, "Hey, you got to see this kid play." And then John came to see me play at a show, and that's how it started from there.
Yeah.
I said, "All right."
And then he approached you, and
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
got to talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. What's really amazing to me is I was kind of stunned when we had him on, and he told me how many events they do. I had no idea. I was, and a lot of them, obviously there's a kind of a division of labor there, but a lot of these events, he's going to himself and,
Right.
and running things. And it's like, wow, you don't sleep much.
He's a workaholic, that's
Yeah.
for sure. No, he's a very busy man. And the thing about the collective is they really care about the musicians, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Before we run out of time, do you want to play one more for us? You can do another original, or if you want to do a cover, you can.
Do you mind if I do a cover?
Not at all. Not at all. If you are just joining us, Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio. Love to hear him play. This is really a treat. Right now, we've got Jack Ancora here with us. And what are you going to play for us, Jack?
Well, we mentioned Stapleton, so I might as well show you where my inspiration comes from.
All right.
It's a little Stapleton.
Sounds good.
Well, the road rolls on like a welcome mat to a better place than the one we're in. I ain't got no kind of plan. I've had all this down I can stand. I got friends out on the coast. We can jump in the water and see what flows. We've been saving for a rainy day. Let's beat the storm and be on our way. It don't matter to me wherever we are is where I wanna be. Honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. I can be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over. This might not be an easy time. There's rivers to cross and hills to climb. Some days we might fall apart, and some nights might feel cold and dark. But nobody wins afraid of losing, and the hard roads are the one we're choosing. Someday we'll look back and smile and know it was worth every mile. It don't matter to me, wherever we are is where I wanna be. Honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. I can be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over, starting over. Don't matter to me, wherever we are is where I wanna be. Honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. I can be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over, starting over.
Yeah, I get it. I can see it. Yeah, Chris Stapleton. That works for you.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. If you're just joining us on this Saturday morning, Jack Ancora is here with us live in studio. You mentioned too, so he's kind of your biggest influence there from what you were saying earlier. What is it about him? Is that something that you can verbalize, or is it an intangible thing that's hard to really pin down? I'm especially curious because, like I said, his name comes up a lot when I talk to artists like you about influences. I hear Chris Stapleton's name all the time.
Sure, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, to me, with songwriting, my thing is like, I feel like you need to have something that connects to the audience immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a melody or it's the lyrics or it's the message, I think that it needs to be immediate because that's when you got him. When you got him, you got him.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what the thing about Stapleton, you know, it's just like, especially in his lyrics and the messages of his songs, it's so relatable in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if it's a song you could be talking about whatever, and it may have never happened to you, but you believe him.
Right.
You believe what he's saying, and I think that's what makes him so Stapleton, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you play more than one of his songs when you play out?
Yeah, I do a couple of his
Yeah,
songs.
yeah. I figured, yeah.
He's a very talented vocalist, so I can't do all of his songs, but
Yeah.
I think you could.
You probably could.
You have an amazing voice.
Oh,
You
thank
really
you so
sell
much.
yourself short on
Thank
that.
you so
really
much.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Who do you cover who you find especially challenging? Is there somebody that you cover who you really had to kind of figure out how to pull that one off?
yeah. Oh God, that's a hard. I mean, if you're doing like Alice in Chains and stuff like that, because I play a lot of places where '90s is what the people want to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's tough because sometimes with Alice in Chains, you have like, Jerry can't tell. You have him on the harmony too,
Yep.
and that's where it's hard to be like, okay, because sometimes you want to sing that harmony,
Right.
but you also want to sing the lead, so it's kind of hard to pick one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes without like a song, like if you know the song No Excuses,
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
it's if you just sing it alone, it doesn't sound right.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's a tough one. You know, picking out harmonies like that, it's hard. I mean, there's a song by the band The Weight. You know, Take a Load Off, Fanny.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that's a hard one too because all the harmonies during the chorus, it's like which one do I sing? I could sing the lead, but
Interesting.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I've heard people do stuff like that, and they actually are just singing the harmony alone, and it sounds great.
Right.
You know, so I guess it just depends on what you like and what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that do you play No Excuses by Alice in Chains? Do you play that live?
I just started practicing it.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, his name's Willie Chase. He's actually a musician too. We jammed together, and he played that. I was like, oh, I forgot about that song.
Yeah.
I got to do that song.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of working on it right now.
Yeah. Jenny and I are old enough to remember when that song was. That was a huge, like, you couldn't get away from it.
Do you do the rooster?
I do Rooster. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster's one of those.
Yep. My son does too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Such a good song, but it
Right?
takes a
Exactly.
lot
That's
out of you.
my son says the same thing. It kills your voice.
Yeah. No,
That's the
hard
end
to
of the
do.
set. Yeah. Yeah.
I can imagine. And Lane Staley had such a unique voice too. There's nobody else who really
No,
sounds like him.
yeah.
No, it's interesting. And then, so do you have anything this weekend that we should know about that we should plug?
This weekend, this is my last thing this weekend. This radio.
No
show.
kidding.
Yeah. I have the night off actually. Usually I don't have Saturday.
Good on
nights
you
off.
for
Yeah, I know.
having a little downtime.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and try to write something new.
Yeah.
This week I'm doing next week. Let me see here. Let me pull up my schedule. See that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the problem. It's
All the
New
different
shows
shows.
every
But that's
week.
great that you're getting out and getting to play all these
I
shows.
love
That's a
it, yeah.
good problem to have. That
Yeah,
wait a
yeah.
minute, let me see, where am I gonna be?
do you mind if I?
No,
go?
no.
Go
by
slow.
all
Please
means,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Talk away.
Thursday, November 14th, I'll be at Kilkenny Pub in Keene, New Hampshire. It's a fun spot. Friday, November 15th, I'll be at the Whiskey Tavern in Laconia, New Hampshire. And then Saturday, I will be at Foster's Tavern in Alton Bay, New Hampshire.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Do you does your show schedule slow down at all in the winter? Some artists like to hibernate a little bit because
Yeah.
it's not as much fun in the winter as the summer.
No,
at
it's
least
not.
from my perspective as far as touring.
I totally agree with that. It's, I've been trying, my goal is like, if I can just get 3 gigs a week,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'll make it through the winter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been okay. With the summer, obviously, it fills up a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all right now. I should be able to do it. I'm hoping I can.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
Yeah.
I mean, the last winter I didn't. I was doing maybe like two shows a week.
Oh, no kidding.
So,
yeah.
and that's how it is up here in the winter.
That's
That's how it is.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And, there's the unpredictability of the weather, and there's all kinds of factors. Cold and flu season and all of it.
Yeah.
What should people know about how to find you online to keep up with everything that you're doing?
Yeah. Well, give me a follow on Instagram. That's Jack Ancora, JACKANCORA. Same for Facebook, Jack Ancora. I post my shows. I post, all the details on those, and then I'll be posting some updates on releasing singles and whatnot, and then that'll be in the near future.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Jack, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. We'll definitely have to do this again in the future.
I'd love to. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. You guys, this is what you guys are doing for musicians is so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Look it. I am so spoiled. I get to hang out here with Matt on Saturdays and have my own personal concerts. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. We don't.
No, I'm spoiled. I look at this as being spoiled.
Yeah. No, we love it. We love it. All right, Jack, thank you so much. And the great Jack Ancora.
Riding along on State 95, no home place for my head to lie, but I'll get by. $31s and a few straight dimes, 10-mile tank on a cross-state drive, and I'll get by. I'll get by. Rusty strings got a drunken chime. Folk don't care and I sure don't mind. They get me by. They get me by. 'Cause I'll get by on some back road byway, and I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get by. The top for a suit and tie. She says, boy, well, you still got time, but I'll get by. I'll get by. Then she'll sit there and ask me why. Take a slice of a bigger pie, but we'll get by. We'll get by. We'll get by on some back road byway. You'll find work in some local chalet. We'll be fine 'cause we'll do it our way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get by. Friends, don't put your worry on me, 'cause I'll be fine if I get there on time. Pay my bills with my song and my rhyme. I'll get mine and I'll get it twice. 'Cause I'll get by on some back road byway, and I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. 'Cause I'll get by on some back road byway, and I'll find peace down some lonesome highway. I'll be fine 'cause I'll do it my way. Young and broke, well I still got time. I'll get by.
Thank you very much.